Hey everybody. Before we start the story time, there's something very important I want to show you all.
What is it?
You know? Okay.
I
don't understand.
Hell, I hate this place.
Let me explain this to you. Okay, so
Go on,
back
Rudy.
in the day, there was some Mario 64 modded, like, to look like these people's OCs, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then they would put text over the screen, and things would happen. And like, I can actually show you one later on.
And the things went on for way too fucking long.
Yeah, like I actually enjoyed watching them at one point, and
I mean, me too. I fucking loved them for some reason.
hell,
Also,
I
Rudy,
haven't
you're,
seen this one.
Rudy, you're on Twitch, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm
Is
on
that
Twitch.
An intentional thing?
Yeah, you're on Twitch right now.
Am I not streaming?
You streamed for a minute and a half to 2 minutes just to stream Tommy sending us a picture.
We're recording now.
Okay. Then let me show you. So you can. So hey everybody, we're still recording. Now it's time for Again, I'm just gonna cut to it. I need you to see this.
It's gonna be like a 5-minute clip from the VOD, and there's gonna be an hour-long clip from the story.
Have
I like that one.
Roblox?
I like that one a lot.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Powers Productions. We're back with another story time.
Hey, what's up?
Wait, that doesn't sound just right.
Fucking God, this is gonna be a mess.
I accidentally streamed. We are now recording. Yes, those fucking modded Super Mario 64 bloopers were a thing.
That's gonna be.
They were indeed.
It's gonna be the most entertainment this video is gonna get.
Oh wow. I'm Rudy. That's Granger.
Hello.
That one's Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
And that one's Jacob. Actually speak though.
Oh yeah, you're probably right.
There you go. That way they know who you are.
Here's our pet pterodactyl, Jacob. Yeah.
Okay. Who's the storyteller today? Raise your hand.
Me. That's me raising my hand. You couldn't see it. That was kind of pointless. You shouldn't have asked it that way. You look silly now.
We should switch over to a video called just for you to raise your hand.
I'm
No.
not doing that.
We
You
should
want me
not
to
do
get
that
the fucking 2002 Logitech out and fucking see 5 pixels of my hand?
Yeah, that's
Think
pretty much
not.
exactly what I meant.
You want Rudy to also turn on like streaming the screen? Do you have that
Yeah,
on?
I'm sorry
No.
I streamed, okay? It was an accident.
He'll stream it, and then we'll take that VOD. And
Oh,
Oh, it was an accidental.
Anyways, my story is called The Revenge of a Christmas Carol. It's a festive one this time.
You said it.
Because A Christmas Carol was the first story...
If you don't watch DVTV, that makes no sense to you.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, a lot of these things don't make sense to them if they don't know who we
yeah.
are.
If they're here, they're probably here from ZBT.
They're about to hear 12 pages of things that don't make a goddamn bit of sense. Well, no, I mean, it's kind of just the Christmas Carol story, so it kind of makes sense, but... yeah. It's starring us, and they wouldn't know who that is.
Sorry. You said it.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, A Christmas Carol was the first story I ever told back when Rudy posted them, and now I'm gonna try and make it better. It was real bad at the time, so it's not a very high bar to meet. But
Yeah. No, I liked it. I don't remember
nobody,
much of it.
everybody shat on it at the time.
Yeah, well,
You titled it. I think you titled it Greg's Originality.
Yeah.
Because you're like, that motherfucker just stole A Christmas Carol. But I went above and beyond this time. I actually read the story.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I went and
Which
read
story
that.
was
I tried to. Don't.
What?
A Christmas Carol.
Hey guys, Zombie Blood 911 just went live on Twitch.
Don't you fucking dare! That scares me.
Well, no, this is from like several minutes ago. I
Oh,
assume.
okay.
But yeah, I try to incorporate. Well, I'll just get to that later. Don't worry about it. Anyways, are you guys ready for the actual story? Now that I've
Yes.
stalled long enough.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Who's eating ice cream over there?
I'm eating spaghetti, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. The bowl. And I heard like a spoon or a fork and bowl.
Just fucking
Anyways,
start the story. I don't want to edit this more than I have to.
Nico was dead to begin with. There is no doubt whatsoever about that. His death was known colloquially around the morgue as that really fucking dead fat skinny guy by every staff member. Nico was as dead as his soul had been in life. That's right. Come at me, Nico. Fuck you. Had Rudy known of his death? Of course. Everyone knew Nico was dead. Also, they were business partners, so it might have been pretty hard to miss. Yeah.
That'd be more
I'm
concerning if he
Scrooge.
did miss it.
God damn
Hold
it.
up. Rudy, I'm sorry. This is the part where I do the Charles Dickens thing where he described him as his sole friend and his sole mourner and at his funeral, blah, blah, blah. But Rudy honestly hated his guts, so that probably doesn't work for this story. Probably didn't even attend the funeral. But as I was saying, there is no doubt that Nico was dead. This must be understood, for nothing that follows can seem as mystical without it. Rudy never painted out Nico's name from the doorframe above their warehouse. There it stood, years later, as if a testament to the miserliness of them both. I don't know if I said that word right, so I'm just going to skip over it. Also, Rudy, don't kill me for making you Scrooge. The payback for making me an orphan killer had to come sometime, right?
What? But you were badass. You were badass
Anyways.
killing those orphans.
Rudy was a tight-fisted asshole that constantly kept his employees' nose to the grindstone. A squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner. He kept the thermostat at 60 year-round and fucking murdered anyone who even thought about changing it by 1 degree. External heat and cold had little effect on Rudy. People passed him by in fear, rich and poor alike. Even animals would stray from his path. But Rudy liked it, as if keeping all possible contact at a distance was a triumph to him. Our story begins one lonely Christmas Eve. Rudy was busy in his office. The weather was miserable and bleak. God fucking damn it.
What?
Nothing.
I don't know what I
I
did.
don't know.
And it was very dark and gloomy outside, despite it only being 3 o'clock. Rudy's door was ajar to keep an eye on his clerk, Jacob Cratchit. Suddenly, as if from nowhere, a cheery voice rang out in his office. Rudy was so committed to his work, he hadn't noticed his own nephew enter the door just moments before. You're gonna have to forgive me. I tried to incorporate the dialogue from the original and spliced in some new stuff, but some of it sounds real weird, so just bear with me. I don't know a voice for the nephew. Merry Christmas, Uncle! God save you!
Not split?
No, you'll see who split it.
Okay.
Merry Christmas! There's so many fucking characters in this story. I ran out of names. Don't even. It's like there's too many characters that are like. I ran out of names that are relevant. To, whatever.
Go for it, man.
Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you. Bah, said Rudy. Humbug. Christmas a humbug, Uncle, said Rudy's nephew. Surely you don't mean that. I do, said Rudy. Merry Christmas. What? You're gonna have to do it like 3 or 4 times.
Good.
See where the humbug, Uncle, said Rudy's nephew. Surely you don't mean that. I do, said Rudy. Merry Christmas.
Again.
What right have you to be merry? What reason have you to be jolly? You're poor enough. Come on now, returned the nephew. What right have you to be dismal? What reason have you to be sad? You're rich enough. Bah, humbug. said Rudy. Don't be cross, Uncle, said the nephew. What else can I be when I live in such a world of... Oh, fucking... God, fuck you, Charles Dickens. What else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas. Fuck Christmas. What's Christmas time to you but a time for paying bills without money? A time for finding yourself a year older, but not an hour richer. If I could work my will, said Rudy indignantly, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips would be fucking shot, and then shot again to make sure he's dead. And then their money should be given to me because I really like it. Uncle, pleaded the nephew. Nephew, returned Rudy sternly. Keep Christmas in your own way and let me keep it in mine. Keep it, repeated Rudy's nephew. But you don't keep it at all. Let me leave it alone then. Much good it may do you. Much good it has ever done you, said Rudy. There are many things from which I might have derived good, by which I have not profited, I dare say, returned the nephew. Christmas among the rest.
Okay.
But I am sure I've always thought of Christmas time, when it has come round, apart from the veneration due to its sacred name and blah blah blah, fuck you Charles Dickens, I love Christmas, and therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe that it has done me good, and will do me good, and I say, God bless it. Jacob involuntarily applauded from the other room, as if his hands had suddenly contracted Tourette's.
I suddenly for contracted Tourette sounds like.
Yeah, it's fine. Becoming immediately sensible of the impropriety, he quickly returned to his desk and buried his head in his work. Fuck. Let me hear another sound from you, said Rudy, and you'll be fired faster than Nico died of a fucking heart attack. And as for you, you're quite a powerful speaker, sir, he added, turning to his nephew. I wonder you don't go into politics. What? You taking your dick out? Who?
Excuse me?
What?
Somebody just unzipped their pants. Am I going crazy?
What?
I zipped something.
I thought that was a part of the story.
No, that's Jacob.
The point of the story was unzipping pants.
Not a zipper. There's like a little string. There's pants. They're not like
Jacob. How could you?
It's not my. This is not my pants. I couldn't bring my pants this close to the mic.
Stop! I don't want your dick out.
You know what my dick coming out sounds like, Granger, and it ain't that.
Don't say that. That sounds terrible out of context. You son of a bitch.
If you try to defend yourself, I'll cut it out. You just give me one.
Okay. Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, have dinner with me and my wife tomorrow. Fuck no, I hate you, said Rudy, as honestly as he could possibly be. But why? Cried Rudy's nephew. Why? Why did you get married? Said Rudy. This voice is changing a lot, but I really don't care.
It's okay, we got it.
Because I fell in love. Because you fell in love, growled Rudy, as if that were the only thing in the world more ridiculous than a Merry Christmas. Good afternoon. Fuck you, Uncle. You never came to see me before that happened. Why give it as a reason for not coming now? Good afternoon, said Rudy. I want nothing from you, and I ask nothing of you. Why can't we be friends? Good afternoon, said Rudy. I'm sorry with all my heart to find you so resolute. We have never had any quarrel to which I have been a party, but I have blah blah blah. Merry Christmas, Uncle. Just FYI, the blah blah blahs are generally when I just skip the shit out of Charles Dickens because he's fucking described so much. It's ridiculous.
Shut up, Charles Dickens. Your name has Dick in it.
But I have blah blah blah. Merry Christmas, Uncle. Good afternoon, said Rudy. And a Happy New Year. Get the fuck out of here, you goddamn cretin, said Rudy.
That would be
As
what
Rudy's
I say.
nephew left, two other gentlemen passed him by and entered Rudy's office. Fuck, I don't know. Let go on Rudy's, fuck your house. Oh, I can't.
What are you trying to go for there?
No, These are just.
Those
It's the two assholes asking for donations.
Yeah, assholes asking for donations.
The two very nice gentlemen asking for donations.
two
They were,
very nice gentlemen.
They
for
were
donations.
fucking. I don't remember the name of the Muppets, but Beaker and the other one in the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Professor Green.
Yeah,
I
the
don't know his name.
Professor Greenface. That guy.
Go on.
Yes.
Nico and Rudy's fuck your house foreclosure service? Said one of the gentlemen, referring to his list. Have I the pleasure of addressing Nico or Rudy? Nico has been dead for 7 years, Rudy replied. He died 7 years ago this very night. Oh, well shit. Well then let me continue. At this festive season of the year, Mr. Lopez, said the gentleman taking up a pen, it is more than usually desirable that we should make some slight provision for the poor and destitute, who suffer greatly at the present time. Many thousands are in want of common necessities, hundreds of thousands are in want of common comforts, sir. Are there no prisons? Asked Rudy. Plenty of prisons, said the gentleman, laying down the pen again. And the poorhouses? Demanded Rudy. Are they still in operation? They are still, returned the gentleman. I wish I could say they were not. The treadmill and the poor... I don't even understand what that means. The treadmill and the poor law are in full vigor then, said Rudy. Both very busy, sir. Oh, I was afraid, from what you said at first, that something had occurred to stop them in their useful course, said Rudy. Very glad to hear it. Under the impression that they scarcely furnish Christmas cheer in those places, returned the gentleman. A few of us are endeavoring to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink, and means of warmth. We chose this time because it is a time of all others when want is keenly felt, and abundance rejoices. What shall I put you down for? Nothing, Rudy replied. You wish to be anonymous? I wish to be left alone, said Rudy. God, there's so much dialogue in this part. This is dumb. Since you asked me what I wish, gentlemen, that is my answer. I don't like Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help to support the establishments I have mentioned. They cost enough, and those who are badly off must go there. Many can't go there, and many would rather die. If they would rather die, said Rudy, they'd better do it, and decrease the surplus population. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Let's decrete the excess semen.
Ooh.
With the angering events of the day several hours behind him, Rudy began closing up operations for the night, and got up from his chair to speak with Jacob Cratchit before he left. You'll want all day tomorrow, I suppose, said Rudy. Well, what should Jacob's voice be?
Why, yes, sir. It's Christmas.
If quite convenient, sir, said Jacob. It's not convenient, said Rudy. And it's not fair. I suppose just because everything will be closed and I actually can't make any money from it and I'm a fucking idiot, you suppose it would be a waste of my time? Jacob smiled faintly. And yet, said Rudy, you don't think it a waste of time when I pay a day's wages for no work? It is only once a year, Jacob said. A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December, said Rudy. But as I'm the only one around that seems to know that, I suppose you must have the whole day. Be here all the earlier the next morning. With that exchange behind him, Rudy grabbed his trench coat and fedora and made his way home.
What? What's one of those fucking edgelords?
You're Scrooge! You fucking hate everything! Of course you're an edgelord.
I guess so.
Rudy resided in the house of his former partner Nico. A rundown shithole of a place.
Wait, were we gay?
No, you just stole his house, I guess. I don't know. That's just the way it was in
You
the book.
said he's my partner.
Yeah, no, your
Work
business partner.
Oh.
You went into business together. You were, fuck, what did I call it? Hold on, I gotta scroll back up.
Nico and Rudy's fuck you house
Housing
foreclosures.
service.
Yeah, that's it. That's the
I
one.
listen, I promise.
Yeah,
Give me a gold star. Do it.
No.
there you go.
What?
I'll try to make your voice a little less high pitched next time.
Appreciate that.
Rudy resided in the house of his former partner Nico, a rundown shithole of a place. It was dark now, darker than Rudy had seen it in a long time, and he had trouble making his way up to the door. And then he saw Nico's face in the door. Boom, I just saved you like fucking 3.5 paragraphs. You're welcome.
Holy shit.
Fuck you, Charles Dickens, you're getting paid by the fucking word count. Rudy nearly shat his pants, but he passed off the encounter as a trick of the eye and continued inside. He quickly made his way upstairs in the darkness and locked himself away in his bedchamber for the night. After starting a low fire in his bedside fireplace, Rudy heard a loud bang from the cellar door downstairs and the sound of chains rattling up the stairs and all the way to his bedroom door. As they reached the door, they stopped. Suddenly, the fire died, and through the darkness appeared the ghost of Nico. Rudy was frozen in fear as Nico broke the eerie silence between them. Oh, this is gonna sound too similar to Rudy, but it's fine. Fucking hear me, for I have an important message. Also, fuck you for living in my house, said Nico. It can't possibly. Oh, wait, fuck. That can't possibly be you, said Rudy.
What, are you much sicker to you? Is that it?
Ghosts aren't real. My senses must be playing tricks on me. Even the slightest thing can affect them. A slight disorder of the stomach makes them cheat. You may be an undigested bit of beef, a blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese, a fragment of an underdone potato. There's more of gravy than of grave about you, whatever you are. That's fucking retarded, said Nico. Look, I'm just here to fulfill my contract. Blah, blah, blah. You're gonna get haunted by 3 ghosts tonight, buddy boy. Also, you're probably gonna shit yourself. Expect the first ghost when the clock strikes 12, the next one at 1, and the final one at 2 or some shit. I don't know. Time works out weird in this shit. With that, Nico disappeared, and the fire relit, and all was normal with the world. Rudy sat staring at the fire for a long time, unable to comprehend the events that had just transpired. But eventually, he decided to turn in for the night and await whatever was to come at 12. For several hours, Rudy lay motionless in his bed, in a restless slumber biding his time until the fateful hour. Dong! The clock struck 12. Rudy's eyes popped open, but it was so dark in his room he could barely see his own hand in front of his face. Suddenly, a blinding light overtook Rudy, and as he recoiled in fright, it died down to reveal a strange figure standing at the foot of his bed. It was childlike and frail, but ambiguous enough as to not have a distinguishable age. Are you the spirit, sir, whose coming was foretold to me? Asked Rudy. I need a voice for the ghost of Christmas past. Any takers? This is not gonna work at all.
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
I am, said the figure.
It's fucking Fat Albert.
The voice. You're gonna even laugh harder when you know who it is.
He's like 9 years old, right?
The voice was soft and gentle, but somehow still piercingly nasally and annoying. Oh well, I didn't do that voice at all, but whatever. Who, and what are you? Rudy demanded. I am the ghost of Christmas past. My name is Brian.
Oh, fuck.
Long past? Inquired Rudy, observant of its dwarfish stature. No, your past, you fucking idiot. Wait a minute, said Rudy. What the fuck? Wait a minute, said Rudy, thinking back to Christmas long ago. God, this is why I don't do dialogue. It's fucking impossible to read. Said Rudy, thinking back to Christmas long ago. Sombrero? He said. What? What are you even saying? I'm not saying it right. The spirit said before continuing his pitch. I'm here to remind you of the events of your past that led you along the path you walk today. Events that have contributed to the misery you find yourself in currently. And events that have led you to lose the Christmas spirit. Which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, seeing as you're the most festive out of the group in real life. But don't worry about that. Creative liberties and such. Which are gonna be, this whole section pretty much, so bear with me. Rudy, looking puzzled, attempted to interject, but the spirit refused to listen, much like its real-life counterpart, and continued regardless. Quickly, we must begin. There's still 2 more ghosts to go, and the story is already about 5 pages long. You ready to visit the past? Reluctantly, Rudy nodded, and they were transported back in time. In a flash, Rudy's bedchamber became his old room, where he recognized a young version of himself sitting at a desk, playing on the computer. This is where you spent your youth. Do you remember it? Asked the spirit. Why, yes, I believe so. That is the desk I got. What?
I said, yeah, unfortunately. Spending a whole life at a computer desk.
That is the desk I got quite a lot of work done in. You were never one to socialize, said the spirit, acting smug as if he just burnt the shit out of Rudy.
Wow.
Who said this? That's Brian, okay. You sat there doing schoolwork and bullying kids in games. It made you into the business-minded man you are today. Rudy watched as years of his past life went by in an instant. He recognized the moment he got into learning about foreclosure, his favorite subject, that one time he bullied someone with a water bucket whose name shall not be said, so this universe won't collapse in on itself. And he recognized that time. And he recognized the time where he got wrecked by Billy Saurus and took out his rage on a young frail boy who shall also not be named for the same reason.
Billy Saurus. Oh no! Oh, that happened in this universe? Oh.
Yeah, you got to relive that. And then Nico's story about you bullying Brian and making him kill himself or something, that happened. Oh shit, hold on, my headphone. Damn, I can't hear anything.
Oh. Ooh.
Fuck, where was I?
Not in real life, just to preface that.
No, I did not make anyone kill themselves, ever. I don't know.
No, it's a story. Just like this. This is a story.
Hey, if I made you kill yourself, just like contact me. We'll make something happen. I'm sorry.
Contact me when you're dead.
Oh my god.
What? This is a flaw. What do you mean?
He felt sad watching life literally pass him by in seconds. Watching himself slowly become more jaded and miserly over time. Please, spirit, I wish to see no more. Take me to a Christmas of happiness. Surely my life can't all be despair. With that, he was teleported to a snowy night outside of a lively building he recognized from long ago. That must be Tommy Fezziwig's party, he shouted with delight. That's such a dumb name. He was then whispering...
Tommy or Fezziwigs?
Fezziwig.
Tommy, obviously. Oh, yeah, Fezziwigs.
Fezziwig's the guy from Charles Dickens. He's the guy from the original story. And then Tommy's just, he's Fezziwig now. It's Tommy Fezziwig. He was then whisked inside to marvel at the festivities going on inside. Okay, I wrote that really... I don't need 2 insides, but that's fine. The music was loud and vivacious. People were cheering, laughing, and dancing all about the place. And the spirit of Christmas was in the air all about... Again, that's redundant. I don't need to write like that, but that's fine. Rudy recognized himself speaking with Tommy over the expenses of the party. The bill for this party was enormous. Many more festivals like this, and we're liable to have a company no more, young Rudy said. Okay, I need a voice for Tommy.
Do Meatwad.
What's Meatwad sound like?
Well, it sounds like this.
Wait, it's like fucking it's like the gentleman businessman from before. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, nonsense, Tommy said. 'Tis the season for generosity. I have no time for thinking of such dismal things, for if I do, I shall find it impossible for me to stop. I am quite the doomsayer, Relax, enjoy yourself. Look, here comes someone right now that might change your mind about the whole affair. Young Rudy turned his head to lock eyes with a beautiful young lady approaching him, whose name doesn't matter because I've run out of people that are relevant to this friend group. Just trust me, it's the love of Rudy's life.
Uh-oh.
Fuck, what was Brian's? Oh, do you remember this meeting? Said the spirit.
Unfortunately,
Yes.
I do, Spirit.
Yes, yes I do, Rudy said reluctantly.
Yes.
There is another Christmas for this young lady, said the spirit. But as the words left the spirit's mouth, tears began forming in Rudy's eyes.
Yeah.
Please, spirit, I can't bear to be party to that Christmas. But against his will, Rudy was brought back to his room some years later, where he sat at his desk, phone in hand. He had been texting the love of his life about his financial status and how he might finally be able to find the money in the budget for a wedding next year.
If only the woodpecker side.
But long story short, the two had grown apart because Rudy's fucking loves money and she broke up with him over text. Well,
There he goes.
he's gone. Do I continue? What,
I don't know.
Rudy? Can you hear me? Should I continue?
No, just hit some fat dubs.
But you can't even see. Okay,
You raised your hand, didn't you?
I did. Did you just breathe like you roasted me?
No, I'm coloring.
Oh, okay.
I was blowing some eraser shavings.
I see. Oh, you're coloring in real life.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's moved on from coloring pixels to coloring real life.
I'm out of fucking games or pictures to color and coloring pixels. I
Well, you
gotta
said
buy
you
the
were
rest.
buying.
I'm saving
Alright,
my
I
money
cried enough. Let's go ahead.
for Christmas.
With that, Rudy sunk to his knees, cupped his face in his hands, and pleaded the spirit to show him no more. As he opened his eyes again, he realized he was all alone, back in his bedchamber, as if nothing had happened at all.
Too real.
He lamented his misfortune and got back into bed to await the next spirit. Waking in the middle of a prodigiously tough snore and sitting up in bed to get his thoughts together, Rudy had no idea that the clock was again upon the stroke of 1. He looked around the room expectantly, only to see nothing out of the ordinary. He then heard a large thud in the other room, followed by the clacking of silverware and dishes. He went and opened the door, to be met with a spectacle the likes of which he had never seen. Okay, I need a voice for the Ghost of Christmas present. Thank fucking God the Ghost of Christmas Future doesn't speak. Jesus. What's it?
Oh,
Just like
Yeah.
ho ho ho,
Oh.
just like Santa?
Santa, yeah.
Come in! I mean, that's how he's written, so it's fair. Come in! Exclaimed a large presence from the center of the room. Come in and know me better, man! Rudy entered timidly and hung his head before the spirit. He was not the dauntless man he had been before, and though the spirit's eyes were clear and kind, he did not like to meet them. I am the ghost of Christmas present. My name is Granger, said the spirit. Look upon me, Rudy took in everything before him. From the magnanimous feast of the large and portly man that stood before him, in the garb of a lumberjack, but in robe form somehow, dining upon whatever lay idly by. You have never seen the likes of me before, exclaimed the spirit. Never, Rudy responded. Have never walked forth with the other members of my family, pursued the phantom. I don't think so, said Rudy. Have you had many brothers, spirit? More than 2,000, said Granger. A tremendous family to provide for, muttered Rudy. The ghost of Christmas present rose. Spirit, said Rudy, submissively like a cuck. Conduct me where you will. I humbly await your teachings. Touch my robe, said the spirit. What? Said Rudy, taken aback by the spirit's request. Well, you just said the line the book said. Now I have to say mine. Touch my robe, I say. Once again mindful of the spirit's request, Rudy asked, But why though? So we can get on with the goddamn adventure, for fuck's sake. Just touch my goddamn robe so we can goddamn teleport to this stupid shit I gotta show you. It's not a sexual thing, I promise. With that, Rudy outstretched his hand and put it on the robe of the spirit. The spirit threw back his head in, hopefully not ecstasy, and a white flash surrounded them as they were teleported to the middle of town square on Christmas morning. People were out and about. It was cold, but the hustle and bustle was enough to warm anyone in the vicinity. Excitement was in the air. A man named Scrooge and a big Muppet were singing a song about feeling like Christmas in a journey that seemed eerily parallel to this one, only with Muppets. And best of all, you could feel the spirit of Christmas with every snowflake. Rudy was enraptured by the sights and sound he saw at that moment. He wished not only to see the excitement of others, but to feel and understand it. As he thought this, the spirit whisked him away to a rundown part of the city, unbeknownst to Rudy. There, the spirit directed him to peer into the window of a man he knew all too well. It was Jacob Cratchit's house, and through the window he could see Jacob lovingly help his dog wife prepare the Christmas feast for their four monstrously deformed dog children.
I didn't see that one coming.
For their four monstrously deformed dog children that were making much merriment at the table. One such child, the most hideously deformed of them all, was Tiny Norman. Is Split Tim? Split is Tiny Tim. Anyways, Split was off in the corner coughing and barely breathing because he's a freak of nature. While Jacob was regaling his wife about Split's participation... it's hard to talk. While Jacob was regaling his wife about Split's participation in church, or whatever, and Split said God blesses everyone or some shit, the whole scene made Rudy a little sick to his stomach, but he now finally understood the importance of family and love. He then thought of his own family, and how Rudy had been to his nephew. And blah blah blah, you know the story. He teleports to his nephew's house, they make fun of his ass, Rudy gets sad. Who cares? After seeing his nephew, Rudy and the spirit are teleported to the spirit's final resting place. A plot in the city cemetery with a tombstone shaped like a GameCube. Are spirits' lives so short? Asked Rudy, now realizing the place he found himself in. My life upon this globe is very brief, replied the ghost. It ends tonight. Tonight, cried Rudy. Tonight at midnight. The time is drawing near, said the spirit. Also, just time out for 1 second. At this part in the original book, there's like two weird little gremlin things that are supposedly just underneath the Ghost of Christmas Present's robes at all time. They're supposed to represent, I think it was ignorance and want, and maybe like poor people. I don't know, but I'm not doing that part in this because that doesn't make any fucking sense. So just know that the line Rudy said earlier, about are there no prisons, no poorhouses? That comes back to bite him in the ass, and he learns his lesson. Yes. There you go. He learned his lesson about the poor, I guess. Anyways, carrying on. What am I to do without you, spirit? Rudy exclaimed. You have shown me so much. What am I to do from here? The third spirit will show you the way, said Granger before fading out of existence and doing a sick dab into his GameCube grave. The clock struck 12. It began to rain, and fog settled in on the cemetery. making it a place unnerving for even the most intrepid of adventurers. A large fog bank rolled over Rudy, consuming him. When he could see once more, a dark figure was slowly approaching him from the distance. It was shrouded in a deep black garment, which concealed its head, its face, its form, and left nothing of it visible save one outstretched hand. If not for this, it would have been difficult to detach its figure from the night and separate it from the darkness by which it was surrounded. He felt that it was tall and stately when it came beside him, and that its mysterious presence filled him with a solemn dread. He knew no more, for the spirit neither spoke nor moved once it reached him. "I am in the presence of the ghosts of Christmas yet to come?" asked Rudy. The spirit answered not, but pointed onward with its hand. You are about to show me shadows of the things that have not happened, but will happen in the time before us?" Rudy said. "Is that so, spirit?" The upper portion of the garment was contracted for an instant in its folds, as if the spirit had nodded its head. That was the only answer he received. Although well used to ghostly company by this time, Rudy feared the silent shape so much that his legs trembled beneath him, and he found that he could hardly walk when he prepared to follow it. The spirit paused a moment, as observing his condition and giving him time to recover. "Ghost of the future!" he exclaimed. "I fear you more than any specter I have seen. But as I know you..." Oh, I don't want to read dialogue anymore! Why did I do this to myself?
Dang.
"But as I know your purpose is to do me good, as I hope to live to be another man from what I was, I am prepared to bear your company, and do it with a thankful heart. Will you not speak to me?" It gave him no reply. The hand was pointed straight before them. "Lead on," said Rudy. The phantom moved away as it had come towards him. Rudy followed in its shadow, which almost seemed to consume him. They teleported into the heart of the city once more. It was daytime, and it was just as rainy and dismal as it had been in the previous location. The spirit stopped beside one little knot of businessmen, observing that the hand was pointed to them. Rudy advanced to listen to their talk. There's like 4 or 5 meaningless voices, so I'm not going to do a voice for that. Because there's like 5 people speaking here. So I'm not going to do that. "No," said a great fat man with a monstrous chin. "I don't know much about it, either way. I only know he's dead." "When did he die?" inquired another. "Last night, I believe." "Why? What was the matter with him?" asked a third. "God knows," said the first with a yawn. "What has he done with his money?" asked a red-faced gentleman. "I haven't heard," said the man with the large chin, yawning again. Left it to his company, perhaps. Why? I just don't care. Where's the sick burn? Hold on. For upon my life, I don't know of anybody to go to it. Suppose we make up a party and volunteer? I don't mind going, if a lunch is provided. Oh, sick 1800s burn, you got him, Charles Dickens. Nobody wants to go to his dusty-ass funeral. Wow.
It's pretty good.
Fucking got.
Anyways, the group, broke away and went their separate ways after this. He knew these men. They were men of business, very wealthy and of great importance. He had made a point always of standing well in their esteem, in a business point of view, that is. Rudy felt uneasy as he suspected the spirit's true motive for bringing him to witness a conversation that seemed so trivial. But the spirit pointed onward, and Rudy complied, uneasy as he was. The spirit pointed him in the direction of the nearest pawn shop. There, he saw throngs of people lined up, selling items he recognized all too well. He saw someone selling a gaming PC, much like his own. A weird spinning wheel with a skull on it that he vaguely recognized, and a vibrating dildo with a penis pump attachment that reminded him much of the one he kept in his private collection.
Oh man, why'd you have to? That was personal.
Hey, you don't know it's not yours yet, or you don't know it's yours yet. It's honestly the fact that he can't get that Scrooge can't guess that he's the dead person in all the fucking bits is kind of dumb. But
stupid.
Yeah, whatever.
Also, I told you that in confidence. I'd really. Can you take that out of the story? I'm gonna edit that out.
Okay.
Wow.
Spirit, said Rudy, shuddering from head to foot. I see. The case of this unhappy man might be my own. My life tends that way now. But please let me see some tenderness connected with this world, so I may not be haunted by these terrifying scenes forever. The spirit pointed onward, and they went on their way. The ghost conducted him through several streets familiar to his feet. And as they went along, Rudy looked here and there to find even the slightest trace of himself, but nowhere was he to be seen. They entered poor Jacob Cratchit's house, the dwelling he had visited before, and found the mother and the children seated around the fire. Quiet. Very quiet. The noisy little Cratchits were as still as statues in one corner, and the once jovial household was now reduced to silence. There's a nice little exchange between the family here, but since it would require me to give the other children names and lines, I'm just gonna give you like the synopsis. Jacob's dog wife complains about crying like a little bitch, and then the kids complain about their father being late, and then Jacob comes home and complains about his stupid son Split being dead, and everyone gets real sad.
Wow.
Including Rudy, who's just, I guess, a fucking peeping Tom outside the window this whole time.
Got him.
Anyways, Spectre, said Rudy. Something informs me that our parting moment is at hand. I know it, but I know not how. Tell me what is the meaning of these events. Why show me these images if their course is inevitable? The spirit teleported them back to the graveyard from which they started, and pointed towards the top of the hill to a disheveled tombstone resting at the top. Before I draw nearer to that stone to which you point, said Rudy, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of the things that will be, or are they the shadows of things that may be only? Still, the ghost pointed only toward the grave. Men's courses will foreshadow certain ends to which, if preserved in, they must lead, said Rudy, not understanding what the fuck he just said. But if the courses he departed from, the ends will change. I should just fucking blah blah blah. Spirit. I don't care. The spirit was immovable as ever. Rudy crept towards it, trembling as he went, and following the finger, read upon the stone of the neglected grave his own name, Rudy Lopez.
Oh no!
Dun. Am I that man on which these events are made? He cried upon his knees. The finger pointed from the grave to him and back again. No! Spirit! No, please! The finger still was there. Spirit! He cried, tightly clutching at his robes. Hear me! I am not the man I was. I will not be the man I must have been but for this intercourse. Yeah, that's how it's written. That's okay, good, thanks. Thanks, good old Charlie D. Why show me this, if I am past all hope? I will honor Christmas in my heart, and try to keep it all the year. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. I will not shut out the lessons that they teach. Oh, tell me I may sponge away the writing on this stone. In his agony, he caught the spectral hand. It sought to free itself, but he was strong in his entreaty, and detained it. The spirit, stronger yet, repulsed him, holding up his hands in a last prayer to have his fate reversed. He saw an alteration in the phantom's hood and dress. It shrunk, collapsed, and dwindled down into a bedpost. Oh, Jesus Christ, never thought we'd be here. We finally made it to the last part, boys. Are you ready?
Whoa.
Oh boy.
It's like fucking 10 pages by this, or like 11 pages by this point. Yes! The bedpost was his own. The bed was his own. The room was his own. Best and happiest of all, the time before him was his own. To make amends in. I will live in the past, the present, and the future, Rudy repeated, as he scrambled out of bed. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. Oh, Nico! Fuck you, piece of shit. But heaven in the Christmas time be praised for this. He was so fluttered and so glowing with his good intentions that his broken voice would scarcely answer to his call. Wait. Why is it fucking... That doesn't make any sense. Okay, whatever. He had been sobbing violently in his conflict with the spirit, and his face was wet with tears. Also, his pants were lined with shit. Turns out, Nico was right. He did shit himself. I don't know what to do, cried Rudy, laughing and crying in the same breath, and making a perfect lauhoon of himself with his stockings.
Excuse me?
I have no idea what the fuck that means. I just included that just to see what you guys would say. It has 3 O's and one has an umlaut. Do you want to see the word?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
That's it.
What the fuck?
Lauhoon. I have no fucking clue what that means.
Did you look it up?
No, I guess I could now.
You
What
can
better
quick.
time than in the middle of your story?
It's not in the middle of.
Is a figurine in Greek. So it's just some guy from Greece, I guess.
What did he do?
He was a Trojan priest who was attacked with his 2 sons by giant serpents sent by the gods.
Oh,
Okay.
he did that with his stocking. Okay.
So I guess Laucoon's supposed to just mean like a fool? Because that's context clues. Making a perfect Laucoon of himself with his stockings. I don't know. Okay. Anyways. I'm as light as a feather. I'm as happy as an angel. I'm as merry as a schoolboy. I'm as giddy as a drunken man. A Merry Christmas to everybody. A Happy New Year to all the world. Rudy went to his window and yelled at a boy passing by his front door. What's today? He cried. What's the voice for the boy? Any taker?
Sniper.
Why, it's Christmas, son.
Fucking shitty Australian/New Zealand accent.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck the sniper is.
He's New Zealand. He's a New Zealander.
Eh? Returned the boy, with all his might of wonder. What's today, my fine fellow? Said Rudy. Today? Replied the boy. Why, Christmas Day! It's Christmas Day! Oh, no, fuck, that's Rudy. It's Christmas Day! It's Christmas Day, said Rudy to himself. I haven't missed it. The spirits have done it all in one night. They can do anything they like. Of course they can. Of course they can. Hello, my fine fellow. Hello, returned the boy. Do you know the butcher's on the next street over at the corner? Rudy inquired. I should hope I did. They sound exactly the same. Replied the lad. An intelligent boy, said Rudy. A remarkable boy. Do you know whether they've sold the prize turkey that was hanging up there? What, the one as big as me? Returned the boy. Yes, that one, you fucking really nice child. It's hanging there now, replied the boy. Is it? said Rudy. Go and buy it. Fuck off! Exclaimed the boy. No, no, said Rudy. I'm serious. Go and buy it. And tell them to bring it here, that I may give them the direction where to take it. What the fuck you, Charles Dickens? Come back with the man, and I'll give you $5. Come back with him in less than 5 minutes, and I'll give you 20. The boy was off like a shot. I'll send it to Jacob Cratchit's, whispered Rudy, rubbing his hands and splitting with a laugh. He won't know who sent it. It's twice the size of Tiny Tim Split. Rudy then went to his dresser to change into his streetwear and out of his shit-covered pants. He went to his door to sign for the turkey, give the boy his $20, and proceeded outside to partake in the holiday spirit and go on the shopping spree of a lifetime. He bought presents for random people. He bought presents for his nephew, whose dinner he attended later that evening, much to his nephew's surprise. He spent so much money, it'd make your head spin. It's actually amazing he didn't go fucking bankrupt on the spot. After his shopping spree, he stopped by Jacob's house to partake in the Christmas feast, the likes of which you've never seen. And then Split said Tiny Tim's catchphrase or whatever, and all was right with the world. Rudy was better than his word. He did it all and infinitely more. And to Split, or Tiny Tim Split, who did not die, he was a second father. He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city knew, or any other good old city, town, or borough in the good old world. The end.
We did it.
Whoop, there it is. Holy shit.
We did it.
It's
We got through.
Christmas Carol.
That was Christmas Carol. Yes.
Man, remember that part where Jim Carrey was in it?
And
That's
then
the Grinch?
and then the
No, he
Ghost of
wasn't.
Christmas. Yeah, he was in that weird CGI realistic one, and then
Was he Brian's voice? Was Jim Carrey Brian?
no,
No.
he was
I'm Brian. How you feeling?
Yeah, he was
Oh.
Scrooge in the
Oh, you mean
weird-
the movie? Oh, I thought you
Yeah.
meant about this.
No.
no.
Somebody stop me. And then he dies. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Fucking shorten it.
I
Too
never did
long.
Oh my! Go!
Yeah, it cuts off right when he breaks in.
Good.
And we have to have something after outro. Tommy, say something stupid.
No.
Something